The old City Hall restaurant was at one time Bay City's original City Hall. But now it's a classic and historic place to do some casual fine dining right downtown. But before I take a moment to mull over the menu, I thought I'd find out more from Bay City's own dynamic do-gooder, Dave Dittenber.
Every town has its signature restaurant. And I think this just might be Bay City's, don't you think?
I hope so. We've been here since '97. When you look at people when there weren't any destinations down here, because it was a different time back in '97, but Old City Hall was always a staple downtown that everybody knew. So I hope, a lot of other great restaurants here too, and all friends of ours and people that we work with, but selfishly maybe I'd like to call it the signature place.
First of all, the history of this building. Now, this restaurant was the original City Hall?
It was the original City Hall. It started out actually as the fire barn, so it's the fire barn in the room that we're here right now. So we have some great old pictures where they would have the fire trucks. They would actually house zoo animals here when they came. When they came for like a carnival and show. So this was really multi-purpose. And then the City Hall was up above us. So all the offices and some of that were there, and some of these other buildings down the block here, kind of were those governmental offices.
Well, that's why I love places like this, and this place especially, is because there's so many stories and so much history. And the ambiance and the atmosphere here, I mean, what you've created, it still has that feel, but I mean, this is what a great place to go for dinner.
I appreciate it. We've been really lucky, to have some of the great historic elements and then kind of add maybe some modern things to it, but always keeping to that historical type of feel, right? And I think people are really comfortable in that, and I think it's something that is relatively unique to this area to have this many eateries and all that type of stuff around that's close to be able to have that feel,
And I know there's somebody out there watching right now who's probably going, okay, start talking about the food. What about the food? Because the food here is supposed to be amazing.
It's amazing. Chef Ryan does a great job. Very seasonally inspired, if you will. So, again, we did a menu meeting yesterday, and he's been working with some local farmers to source some kind of farm to table items. We have such great produce and, just access to so many great things in the region, which is really fun. So, people talk about supply chain and all that kind of stuff, and it's like, well, our supply chain's always been right here just because we have so many great people that we've worked with for so long. So that really helps us be able to be creative and, keep up with what the customers' demands are too.
Like I said, you've done so much for this town. And you've done so much for the people who love to eat in this town. Just name off some of the places, and you've got a new place coming too, right?
We do. So Old City Hall and the Chambers are the flagships, as we talked about. Tavern 101, which is our draft beer and kind of bistro pub. Molasses 2, which is a quick service barbecue, and then Drift, which is the new food truck park. So we don't really have any food inside. All the food is done via food truck, and then we have a great bar and deck and dock and setting, and just it's a really special. You mentioned the freighters and stuff. I was sitting out the other day, just my wife and kids and I weren't even open, and the freighter's going down the river. I'm like, how cool is this place? So yeah, really, I think people really have a great time here, and it's great to see that place open again. So.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you like a heapin' helping of history and hospitality with your next hot meal, check out the Old City Hall restaurant in Bay City. Besides, how many other city halls serve gourmet meals like this? Bonus.